What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV back here for another round of Predict the Prem as the games come thick and fast. We've got mid-week Premier League football, a full round. Well, not a full round, actually, because Man City and Arsenal are not playing this week. So maybe it's a bit of time for Spurs to close that gap on Arsenal, which is 4 points. But we do have scores between me and my brother, which is 93 to 74 in my favour. And the way the scoring works is 5 points for a completely correct scoreline, 1 point for a correct result. And the star man as well. Once you pick that man, you can't pick them again, which is 5 points for a goal and 3 points for an assist. And let's get straight into it with Brighton against Nottingham Forest at the Amex. I've gone 3-0. Sim's gone 3-1. Explain yourself.
Forest, yeah, they're not doing too well at the moment, but I think the way Brighton play, very open, very expansive. I think that Brighton should be good for a few goals in this one, and De Zerbi should get his first victory. I just think Forest, with the firepower they have, could get a goal with looking for a reaction to the defeat against Wolves, where they only lost 1-0, but Wolves are a bit more solid defensively. So I'm going for 3-1.
Yeah, I just got a feeling that just Wolves are, I mean, Nottingham Forest, they started the season, they were looking okay, and they've seemed to just been on dreadful form recently. Only scored 1 goal in their last 3 games. Brighton, on the other hand, haven't won a game under their new manager, but I think it will come on Tuesday night against Forest, and I think it will be a bit of one-way traffic as well. So I've gone for 3-0 to Brighton. Let's move on to Crystal Palace against Wolves. Both of us gone for the exact same scoreline, 1-0 to Crystal Palace. Wolves not playing well at all at the moment. Just about got over the line last week against Nottingham Forest, and I think it'll be a role reversal this weekend where Crystal Palace will just about get over the line against a mean Wolves defence.
Yeah, I see a tight, cagey game where not many good quality chances are created. I just think Crystal Palace, I know they drew 0-0 to Leicester, but they do have quality in that forward line. With Wolves still having to get that new manager, I don't see them getting a performance here which is going to get a result. So I think Palace are just going to shade it.
Let's move on to Bournemouth against Southampton. Sim's gone for 1-1. I've gone for 2-1 to Bournemouth. I think when I look at Southampton, I think they've been absolutely dreadful the last 5 or 6 weeks. Just about hanging there to get a draw against West Ham, where they should have capitalised and won that game. Bournemouth, on the other hand, have been fairly impressive since the new manager has come in. Haven't lost a game just yet. A lot of draws in there, but I got a feeling they can nick it this week against a Southampton side that have lost 4 out of their last 5 games.
Yeah, Southampton are not playing too well. They got a decent draw at home to West Ham on the weekend, albeit they should have definitely lost. But playing the Bournemouth side in good form, I think the way Southampton play could lend themselves to getting a point away at Bournemouth, despite Bournemouth's good form, but it should see them still unbeaten. So I think both sides, I don't think a point's a terrible result.
Moving on to Brentford against Chelsea in a West London derby. Sim's gone for 1-0 to Chelsea. I've gone for 1-1 here. And my thinking behind the 1-1 is I was watching the Chelsea game and I just really wasn't impressed with them whatsoever. And I thought Villa definitely should have got something out that game. And Brentford have been really solid at home this season. I know they got battered to Arsenal a few weeks ago, but apart from that, they have looked fairly solid. So I can see a stalemate here.
Yeah, I just think Chelsea might have a bit too much for Brentford. I know Brentford won last time out against Brighton, a very good win for them. I just think Chelsea a bit more solid defensively, despite the fact they conceded a lot of chances against Villa. I think that, I remember last season, Brentford battered them, but Mendy had a world-class performance. They end up just about winning 1-0. And I see a similar kind of game where Brentford do a lot of the asking questions, but Chelsea will have the answers. So I'm going for a 1-0 win for Chelsea.
Liverpool against West Ham up next at Anfield. On the back of that, a really impressive 1-0 win against Manchester City. We've both gone for 2-1 to Liverpool here. What you're thinking behind this one?
Yeah, Liverpool obviously got back to winning ways against Man City after the 7-1 victory against Rangers as well in midweek. So 2 wins on the trot. They got injuries, but I think with West Ham, I think West Ham are going to give them a good game. I think definitely the way West Ham play, counter-attacking, getting chances from set pieces. I definitely see West Ham giving Liverpool some trouble. I think Liverpool right now, high on confidence, should see them get their 3rd win in a row and maybe build some momentum, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, looking at West Ham, I know results haven't been going all their way the last couple of weeks, but I think they're playing fairly well at the moment. Skamaka's starting to get used to life at West Ham. Paqueta as well had a really good game the other week. So I think West Ham will turn up at Anfield, but still, I know Liverpool, as much as they haven't been strong this season, their form at Anfield is still very strong this season. So I can see them just about scraping by here with a 2-1 win, which will carry on that good form. But let's move on to Newcastle against Everton. Sim's gone for 2-0 to Newcastle. I've gone for 2-1. Newcastle playing well at the moment. So at Everton. Everton are proving to be a hard nut to crack at the moment, albeit have lost their last couple of games against the bigger sides in the league, and I think they'll scum to another loss here at St James's Park, where Newcastle are really strong. They do have a few absentees in terms of St Maximin, and there's another one there as well, but Isaac, exactly, but I think they've got enough there to get over the line. I think Everton can find a goal from somewhere though.
I think Everton looks so toothless at the moment. There's no one up front who, especially against this really good Newcastle backline, who are keeping quite a few clean sheets recently, and they seem to have found a good rhythm at the back. So I think that Newcastle should have enough to keep a clean sheet. Just Everton don't look dangerous at all going forward right now, and that's the danger for them. They'll probably be happy with a draw in this game, Everton, but I think Newcastle with Wilson in the side, I think should be good for a goal or two, and Bruno playing really well. So I'm just going for a 2-0 win for Newcastle.
Let's move on to Old Trafford, where Manchester United host Tottenham Hotspur. Sim's gone for 1-1. I've gone for 1-0 to Spurs here. Why do you think it's going to be a draw?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really close game. I think Ten Hag has obviously done really well. I mean, apart from the Man City game, in the big games they beat at home, they beat Liverpool, they beat Arsenal. So they're definitely a tough nut to crack. I think it's going to be interesting to see what kind of approach they go for in this game. Do they play more on the front foot, or do they go with how they did like against Arsenal, maybe sit back and play more counter-attacking football? I just think it's, look, for everyone, whatever you say about Man United, they definitely have quality players, and Ten Hag seems to be getting his act together a bit. I know they drew at home to Newcastle. Newcastle, tough team to play against. I just feel like right now it's going to be a very, very close game. I think we're going to kind of sit back and try and invite Man United onto us. I can kind of see Man United potentially doing something similar. So that's why I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I just think it's going to be a stalemate.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I did have it at 1-0 and I changed it last second to 1-0. Probably my heart ruling my head on that one. But I got a feeling Spurs can take 3 points here at Old Trafford. It's a massive game. But to be fair to Man United, their last 3 home games, they drew with Newcastle, beat Arsenal and beat Liverpool. So they are going quite well at Old Trafford at the moment. But I'm just going with my my heart on this one, and I'm going for a 1-0 Spurs win. Moving on to Fulham against Aston Villa. We've gone for opposite scorelines here. Sim's gone for 2-1 to Aston Villa. I've gone for 3-1 to Fulham. What's your thinking behind the Villa win?
Yeah, I just think Villa, I know they are not been great this season, and Steven Gerrard under immense pressure. But I saw a performance, especially in that first half against Chelsea. I thought they really turned up, and they're really unlucky not to go in half-time winning, let alone losing 1-0. I think they definitely have good firepower. I actually think they got better players than Fulham, and Gerrard I don't think this win means they're going to turn it around, but I do think right now is probably a good time to play Fulham. I don't think Fulham are playing so well at the moment against Bournemouth. I know they had a good second half, but...
What win? You mean the 2-0 loss?
To who?
What win will turn it around for Villa, you mean?
If they get a win.
If they get a win, right.
If they get a win in this game, I mean... Exactly. I don't think even if they win this, I mean, it's going to turn it around for Gerrard. I'm just thinking that it could be a bit of a stay of execution with victory. But I still think they're playing for him. I just think, when in regards to Fulham, I don't think they're playing so well, even though they played all right in the second half against Bournemouth. And... I think right now Mitrovic isn't playing at his best. He come back from injury. I didn't think he played so well. And without him, they're pretty blunt up front. So if they can shackle Mitrovic, I actually think Villa have the firepower to win this game.
Yeah, I just got a feeling that with that 90 minutes behind his belt, Mitrovic, he'll be a bit fitter and more ready and raring to go in this one at home to an Aston Villa side, to a poor Aston Villa side, to be fair. They have turned it on when they have played the bigger teams against Man City and against Chelsea, but this is against Fulham. So I'm not sure if the players will be as up for it as they were for those games. So I can see in front of the Craven Cottage, in front of the home fans, I can see a Fulham win here, and for them to get back on form, because they've only won one out of their last 5 games, and Villa as well have only won 1 out of their last 5 games. So I fancy Fulham at home. I've actually been impressed with Fulham. I know they haven't been that great of late, but I think they'll turn it around. I'm quite impressed with Fulham. But let's move on to Leicester against Leeds. Sim's gone for 1-1. I've gone for 2-1 to Leeds. I mean, I also had 1-1. I also had 1-1, but I changed it as well last second to Leeds. And I was very impressed with Leeds against Arsenal. And if they respond to that, and put in a carbon copy performance, I think they'll swat this Leicester team aside quite easily, and especially without Maddison in the team, with him being suspended, I fear for Leicester and how much firepower they've got going forward. So I've gone for 2-1 to Leeds. Yeah,
Leeds were definitely impressive against Arsenal despite losing, but they still haven't won a game, I think, since August. So it's been quite a while since they were getting those 3 points, and maybe it's about time. But I think Leicester at home might. Obviously, with the home crowd behind them, I think they're going to make it tough for them. So I just see it being a stalemate. I think Leicester, even without Maddison, should have a few tricks up their sleeve to hurt Leeds. But Leeds as well will probably give as good as they get. So I've gone for a 1-1 draw.
All right, and now we move over to the star man. Sim shaking his head. He said to me before the stream, I bet you've picked the same man. And I have. It's Trossard for Brighton. Obviously, they played Nottingham Forest. Trossard hasn't scored in a few games as well. So I guess we both suspect Trossard can have quite a few attacking returns this weekend.
Yeah, but I need differentials right now. Not good. It's not good. Not happy. Not happy at all.
All right, and that comes to the end of Predict the Prem. It is 74 to 93 with the same star man this week. We'll see how it goes. But let me know your predictions in the comment section below, and let me know who your star man is in the comment section below too. Thank you everyone for watching today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always,
come on you Spurs.